So, DLandonCole, your video about WikiLeaks. I'm totally unimpressed. You just don't get it. The first 4 minutes of your video is about how WikiLeaks may have endangered some lives somewhere. Sure, okay. But how many people have died in Iraq and Afghanistan? How significant is that? Yeah, it's regrettable that some people might be endangered, but that isn't the primary consideration here. Your whole video's like this. You totally miss the big picture. For someone who works for a think tank, for a political analyst, not getting the big picture is a pretty huge fail. So let me explain the dynamic to you. Let me explain to you what's going on. The reason huge numbers of people are cheering WikiLeaks on is not primarily to do with the leaks themselves. It's about power. There's a concern that the elites, the political classes, have a stranglehold on democracy. Corporations are becoming more powerful. Policy is almost entirely a result of lobbying, shady backdoor deals, that kind of thing, and we've seen some of that in the leaks. There's a feeling that politicians on the whole do not serve the people. They serve special interests and they serve themselves. It's not just the US, the UK is exactly the same. Tony Blair, without proper evidence, without even consulting the cabinet, took the country to war. Complete lack of accountability and proper process. You've got the bailouts of banks. Some of the wealthiest people in the country are given blank cheques, courtesy of the taxpayer. A guy stocking shelves in Tesco's is paying for Tarquin's Porsche. Yeah, the system is corrupt. The powerful have become too powerful and, crucially, unaccountable. You can see this in the reaction to WikiLeaks. You've got US senators and political pundits asking for WikiLeaks to be labelled a terrorist organisation, asking for assassinations, and they can't even name the laws that have been broken. That is totally fucked up. Hillary Clinton gets caught breaking the law, spying on UN diplomats, and they want the whistleblower shot. That's the reaction of people who have too much power. If they're prepared to say that publicly, what are they prepared to do privately? It's the system that's the problem. Yeah? Frankly, a system that I get the feeling you're in love with and are part of. Yeah, Landon, you are an establishment mouthpiece, and no amount of reasonably sounding smooth talk is going to convince me otherwise. I read the article by Peter Hitchens. No, not Peter, Christopher Hitchens. I thought it was idiotic. He's always been authoritarian. Yeah, Christians, he doesn't like you. Stop praying for him. Let him die already. Okay? WikiLeaks is a golden opportunity for the West if we take it. Consider this. It's questionable as to how long Western hegemony can be maintained. Right now we're topped up, but if we deal with foreign governments in a morally bankrupt fashion, that could very well be our inheritance. In 20 years, if the Chinese are in pole position, we can't expect them to behave differently to the example that we've set now. And in the near term, we have a sick political system to fix. People are totally disillusioned with democracy. Governments should be scared of people, not the other way around. The balance of power is what's wrong. We need more transparency and more accountability. As a result of these leaks, heads should roll. And it shouldn't be WikiLeaks, it should be politicians. This opportunity, if seized, rather than weaken the West, would make us much stronger. Morally bankrupt politicians weeded out, the power of corporate lobbyists slashed, straight dealing with other countries and individuals, the decay would be halted. Then people would begin to have confidence in the system again. On the other hand, like all watershed moments, if it goes the other way, I think it's going to be very hard to come back from it. The system will be galvanised, the message will be might is right, backroom deals are safe, no accountability, whatever you can get away with. And it will accelerate the decay, probably broadening it out to the general population. If your government acts immorally and gets away with it, why shouldn't everyone? Yeah? Thank you for listening. Thank you for your consideration. Have a nice evening.